In the heart of 19th century Europe, an age of revolutions, inventions, and secrets, time itself was the greatest obsession. In the city of Geneva, famous for its lakes and its watchmakers, one man built a clock so perfect it was said to predict the future. This is the story of Henri Maillardet, a real Swiss watchmaker whose genius blurred the line between art, mechanics, and mystery. It was the year 1804. The Napoleonic Wars were spreading across Europe, and Switzerland, though officially neutral, felt their shadow. Henri Maillardet, a 35-year-old artisan, worked in a small workshop overlooking Lake Geneva. He was no ordinary craftsman. His creations could write, draw, and remember. They were called automata, self-operating machines that mimicked life itself. One of his most famous works, The Writer, could draw 4 pictures and write 3 poems entirely by mechanical memory. Every line, every stroke encoded in thousands of tiny brass cams and gears. Visitors whispered, "This man doesn't just measure time, he commands it." But Maillardet's obsession went beyond beauty. He dreamed of a machine that could record time itself, not just the hour, but the moments of history. One cold evening, a mysterious visitor arrived at Maillardet's workshop. The man wore a black coat and spoke with a French accent. He introduced himself only as Le Directeur. "France is changing the world," he said, "and the Emperor needs a gift for eternity." Napoleon Bonaparte, it seemed, wanted a masterpiece, a clock that would symbolize the unstoppable march of time and his empire's destiny. Henri accepted the commission. For months, he worked in secrecy. He built a magnificent golden timepiece known as l'horloge de l'Empire, the clock of the empire. But hidden within its gears was something else, a mechanism that could store coded information. Blueprints, perhaps, or secrets that could topple empires. In 1806, just before delivery, Maillardet vanished. His workshop was found empty, the blueprints gone, and the imperial clock never reached France. Rumors spread. Some said he fled to England under a false name. Others whispered that British spies had kidnapped him to prevent Napoleon from gaining a scientific advantage. For years, nothing was heard. Then, in London, 1815, a strange machine appeared in a curiosity exhibition. A clock that not only ticked, but seemed to breathe. When wound, it played a melody, and a small brass plate unfolded with the inscription, "Time belongs to no emperor." Historians later discovered that Henri Maillardet had indeed worked for a British clockmaker in London under a new identity. His final invention, the memory clock, became the foundation for later programmable mechanisms, the ancestors of modern computers. In 1928, when one of his automata was restored at the Franklin Institute in Philadelphia, it wrote a message on paper in delicate 19th century cursive. "I am the writer of Maillardet." The world was stunned. Over a century after his death, his machine remembered his name. Henri Maillardet never achieved fame like Edison or Tesla, but his creations whispered the first words of a new age, the age of memory, of machines that could think. Today, every computer, every digital clock carries a spark of that same dream, that time, once captured, might one day speak again. In every ticking second, wrote a 19th century poet, lies the echo of a man who tried to trap eternity in a gear.